Smell those eggs and bacon. It's time for Breakfast Talk, a podcast covering a range of entrepreneurial and independent comics creation topics first thing in the morning. Of course, please like and share if you're enjoying our special seasoning. And be sure to subscribe to join us every Monday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central. Let's talk.
Hey, episode 17 of Breakfast Talk.
Breakfast time. Breakfast time. Every time.
In the morning.
Get your fresh cup of breakfast talk. The mugs that'll make you chug.
Mug.
The most important podcast
Chug mug while
in the
sitting on the
morning. What?
What?
Huh?
I already chugged my tea. It's gone. I would have to get more or
No.
yeah.
No.
Today's topic is staying creative in quarantine.
You're really bad at accents. You're like Paul Rudd in I Love You, Man. It's like, why does it always come out Irish? I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah.
Apparently, people think I'm good at accents. So
Who's these
no,
people?
I think everyone thinks that you sound like the same person.
You're good at that one accent.
I can
That
do
you
some.
use for-
I can do some when I'm like actually trying
Who's some?
some accents.
All right then.
Yeah. Okay. Like
How do
Whitey
you
from
stay
Eight Crazy Nights.
creative in quarantine?
How do we stay creative during
I do different
Quarantine.
accents.
yeah.
On the corner.
It's like, why are you becoming the voice actor? No,
You just stand on the corner snapping your fingers doing different accents.
doing slam
What you
poetry.
got there, Benjamin? In that sketch?
That was actually pretty good.
See? Yeah. When I
All
try.
right, that's it. That's it.
That's it.
That's
Done.
fun.
So yeah,
Done.
we're gonna talk about staying creative in quarantine.
Excuse me.
More better.
More better.
Well, I think that I stay creative, or how I stay creative in quarantine is I try to get out as much as possible and just go for walks, because it really does work for me specifically. Just like I think a lot when I'm walking, so it's just kind of like whenever I just go for a nice little, well, I try to do like 2 miles at least minimum every day. So yeah, that's I sometimes I get up to like 4 or 5 miles though, which is pretty nice. But
Sometimes I get up to like 10, 12 miles.
yeah,
I don't
you know,
know if you
no
know that-
biggie.
but I did over 1,000.
Yeah, no biggie, you know. Feeder nubs now, you know.
The
Who
only
cares?
walking I do is at work.
I wear horseshoes.
Okay then. All right.
No,
Dink, dink, dink. All right. No, I think a lot of what I've been doing is just kind of catching up on comic reading, man. Like doing some indie comic reading, webtoons, stuff like that. That's definitely helped me stay in the mindset of like creativity. Yeah, music has been good. I don't know.
Music.
I really don't have a problem with the quarantine lifestyle. I really haven't had any
Oh,
like
no,
moments of
This is exactly what I've always wanted now.
this is my
Um,
dream life.
No.
but I would say there are a lot of people though that like they definitely like probably the first week they're like, I'm gonna like lose 50 pounds and write an entire novel and start a business and care about myself, and then all of a sudden, like 3 days
Losers.
in, they're like, I actually don't like myself, I'm gonna watch Netflix for the next 6 months.
Exactly.
Then
Yeah.
there's statuses of people like, so I finished Netflix. What
Next is
do I do
Hulu.
now?
Exactly.
I'm gonna go finish a season of Hulu.
let's see how many months
Insane.
that takes me.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but I was gonna say one of the ways that I've been making sure that I stay productive, although I don't have to really worry about quarantine too much in the sense it's not like the quarantine doesn't affect me, but it's like affecting my work. It doesn't affect me at all because I work from home. So, but for some people who don't normally work from home and now they work from home, it's just like a huge environmental shift. And so all
Right.
the stuff you would normally do outside of work or even for work might feel like awkward or different or like if you work right next to your bed, like sometimes you're like, oh, it must be sleepy time. That's what your brain's thinking, like, oh, it's time to go to bed. Like, and so you need to figure out ways to, overcome those. And so basically the way that I stay productive, because I don't have anything other than myself to hold accountable, is like first off setting goals. And even if it's a goal that doesn't have like a monetary value at the end. Like one of my goals is to learn Japanese. Like I'm not trying to be a translator or anything. I just want to be able to go visit my brother in Okinawa and speak to the natives. And
Right.
so like, I do it basically every day for the last, I think I'm on like a 160-day streak with a few misses here and there that like I use the little freeze thing to not miss or whatever on Duolingo. But by having that goal, an end purpose, like speak to natives in Okinawa, right? Like that's something that keeps me accountable, because like I know my little brother's in Japan for at most 3 years for the Marines, and after that, like it's not like he's going to stay there. He's going to want to come back home. So I have to learn it by that time and make time to visit him.
Yeah.
So it's like something that drives me to do that. But for me, I'm also learning how to draw. Like if I want to get better at drawing and I'm not making money with it, I got to figure out something else to motivate me. And I think
Yeah.
that most comic creators, at least the indie comic creators, have a day job and then they make comics. And so that's the thing. It's like you have to see it as something that's not your real monetary win. It's something it's just an extra thing. And without some goal, like some objective to strive for, you might lose sight of like, oh, I'll get through it tomorrow or tomorrow
Yeah.
tomorrow. But
Yeah.
someday is not a day of the week.
No, it is not. And yeah, I think I'm like the same on the same train of thought. Like, I recently switched over, and it was actually not for creativity purposes, more just for like, I guess boundary setting purpose. The whole overextending thing that we were talking about
Ah,
not so long ago, episode 13, I think. Yeah, so I switched up kind of like my weekly organization, and now Fridays are like my development days. So like basically, I'll just learn something new. Like I was learning Blender, just modeling in Blender, stuff like that. But then also now I'm moving into like Unity, just learning the basics of Unity so I can input the certain assets that I'm working with, because Chris and I are working on games. So like he's doing half, like most of the programming stuff, and then I'm doing all the visual UI stuff. So like that's been a new thing for me. So that's actually been a kind of an uplifting thing, and it's like I look forward to Fridays because I don't have to like I'm accountable to a certain degree, but it's not like work, it's like, oh, cool. I get to learn something. And then, the perspectives that I do learn doing that definitely keep me creative and wanting to move forward to the next Friday. And like, even during the week, I'll try to like slip in something, here or there that I've learned so it doesn't get, stale or anything like that. So yeah, that's definitely helped, I think, more recently, and just motivation. Honestly, I don't know if it's creativity, but it's definitely motivating me.
well, it could, I was gonna say, like, the fact that you have someone else that's also working on the project, you basically have built-in accountability.
Yeah.
And because you're learning something new, that was actually one of the other points I was gonna bring up, was like, trying to learn something you don't already know will also keep you creative, because it'll keep you mentally stimulated. And
Yeah.
like, that's all imagination is, and creativity is like reaching into, parts of the brain you haven't looked into yet. And by learning something new, that's exactly how you open those doors.
True.
Yeah. I started learning Blender. It was like a couple months ago because I started.
There's
I
gonna be
wanted
some
to.
people. There's gonna be some people that are like, "What's so complicated about a blender? It's just buttons.
So sometimes
On
Puree,
and off,
I
chop.
speeds.
I get the chop button mixed up with the grind, and
Everything just gets all screwed up after
it's
that."
all choppy.
Ba-dum-dum, tss. Oh, I saw that
you did you
that
see
mix
that?
board sound. That
Yeah,
was so good.
it like was perfect too. You did it, and then I was like, oh wow, that's exactly. Um,
We're
that was
coming up in the world,
creative.
guys. Yeah, we're coming up in the world.
Yeah, so I started learning Blender. I kind of like stopped doing it for a little while because I've been focused on this Kickstarter that's well, it's now done. But the Kickstarter, the last Kickstarter we did, the Chronicles of Horror, and
Kicking ass. It was kicking ass.
what is the other thing that oh, and our platform that is now launched. You can go check it out, SierraNovaComics.com. It's in the description.
Do it. Do it.
But
Do it.
um, Yeah, I'm
Hmm.
learning Blender and also Unity. I'm starting to learn that. I know in December I'm definitely going to have more time because we're doing this Disappear December thing. So, which we did last year, except we are actually
Doing
doing
it.
it, and I'm not gonna like bother Dylan every day. So,
So the next time you see a podcast in the new year, it'll just be like a missing poster of Greg's face, and then we're just gonna be looking for him. It's gonna disappear. He's actually doing it this time,
You're gonna
guys.
be on the back of a milk carton.
Exactly. We'll just have the milk carton sitting there. If you think Gregory, please, please
Well,
contact us.
well, yeah.
Andy,
I wanted to give a good example of like, how like I've seen others be like super creative during quarantine. So I'm part producer on a podcast that me and my brother and a couple artists work on called the MC to MC podcast. And we had a guest on there. His name was Legendary Bam, BAM. And basically what he was doing, which was, it was one of our favorite episodes, and ironically the cameras went out, and so we lost the footage. And later we found it after we already uploaded the episode because of a glitch. It like stored it somewhere, and we ended up finding it. But regardless, the point was that one of the things he talked about was during quarantine, like the second he knew we were locked indoors for even a couple of weeks, he started working on some stuff. And the second they were like, hey, we're going to expand this to 30 days, he's like, all right, we actually don't know how long this is going to go on. And what he's been doing is pumping out like a song a week, which is
Wow.
crazy for
Yeah.
artists. Like anyone who's a musician or a singer songwriter or hip hop artist, like that's a crazy speed. And
Yeah.
that's what these guys are doing. Like every week they were releasing something new. But here's the thing: is like I like the concept that Gary Vee talks about, the document versus create. And the reason he says that isn't because you're not creating something when you document. Like that is still a form of creation. The difference is you're not focused on creation, you're focused on just making something. You're not trying to
Yeah.
create a final product, you're just putting something out there. And I think that like one of the best ways to maintain creativity is actually not to even see it as creative, see it as just pushing. Like you're just trying to put something out there. You're not
Yep.
trying to make a comic book, you're trying to draw a banner, you're trying to draw whatever it is. Maybe you're learning Photoshop and you want to play with photos. Like just by throwing stuff out there constantly, like that's how you maintain creativity. So like my main things are like goal setting, keep yourself accountable, maybe do it with somebody else like Hector's doing, learning new things. But definitely, like I love that example, just put it out there, because once you release it you can move on too.
Yeah.
And like no matter what anyone says about it, you can just keep going. And you can also have that luxury of going, oh, this was just something I threw together, and you don't even have to worry about the fact that you spent a bunch of time and now people are going to judge it. You're just
Right.
putting it out there so fast. And that's one of those things where it's kind of like any artist. If I was going to tell them how to find their voice, I think that was another episode we did, like finding your unique artistry. Right? Is that us?
I think it was maybe.
I think we did, like finding like your, like how to make your art yours, like that thing. I don't know. If it is, we'll tag it. But basically, just copying, great artists until like people that you idolize, and copying enough of them that you find out where your like interwoven, link is, and that's how you find your voice. So by pumping out a ton of stuff, like say you don't have an idea, go to Spotify and look up a playlist. If you're an artist, go to Pinterest and just look up a category, right? And if you're a business person, like an entrepreneur, just go to LinkedIn and scroll through your feed, or go to what is that? Angel.io, that place where like there's a bunch of angel investment occurring, and you can look up what's happening. Like there's no limit to the ideas that you can have. Just look up randomize. What was that website? Stumble Upon. I don't know if it's still around, but like that site, you could just hit random, and it would just throw you to a random website, and that could give you the idea you need to make something new. But definitely just pumping stuff out there is a great way to stay creative.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
I have nothing to add. That was very succinct.
Excuse me.
All right.
Some might even
Well,
say great.
Episode 17.
That was episode 17.
Wait. We gotta get the mentions out there for breakfast time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, what
Hey.
episode is this? Is this a
Seven-
DPG episode?
A very special shout out
We
to
got.
Tom Egan.
There you go.
Thanks, buddy.
We got beanies. We're shouting out Tom Egan for
Yeah.
the topic, and we got mugs.
We got mugs.
We got mugs.
There's beanies.
There's beanies, and there's shirts. There's the Indie Rev shirt that he's got.
Yeah.
Yes, he wore that last episode, but it's just his Sunday shirt.
Yeah, exactly. I might even wear it next time.
Rabbit balls.
Well, that'll be like next year. That's insane.
That's almost like
I watched it a couple times before then, guys.
Oh, well, our next episode is a live show that we're doing on our 3-day Comic Con.
well, actually, you might want to wear it for that anyways.
Yeah. And that's if you are
Oh,
a creator of any
I could
kind.
put the Santa hat under this and like wrap this.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I
that's
watch
gonna-
this
mod-
episode again and remember that.
You're
somewhere.
gonna
Modern
sweat.
problems require modern solutions. You
Yeah,
know,
that's a good one. I said this, man.
So yeah, if you're a creator of
It's so
any
snug.
kind,
Good too.
if you're a creator of
I
any
l-
kind and you want to be on the Comic Con, this is the last week, well, a couple
Final.
days that you have to sign up for that. If all the time slots aren't taken, I don't know if all the time slots will be taken by this time, but yeah. So it's 3 days of fun and selling and Black Friday sales and eating too much turkey.
And food. We're gonna have food. It's a live
Yeah.
event. You have
Yeah.
to be there, which you know.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
can't. it's-
yeah, I'll probably
COVID.
be eating while.
we'll
yeah.
definitely be having plates of leftovers and drinking to excess, and
We are
we're
going
gonna
to
have
be
fun.
drinking, and we might try to get a few subscribers on our website during that. And if
Yeah, we might.
if
We might
get-
do a
if
lot
we-
of things, Greg.
If we get to a
It
certain,
might get wild.
if we get a couple of milestones, then I'll chug hot sauce or something.
I take off my pants and dance around a little bit. Who knows?
We'll see when we see.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, was that a saying? Okay, so that's episode 17.
Oh,
Not a thing, guys. Breakfast show.